G'day. Today we're going to look at a strategy whereby we're focusing on superannuation preference to a home loan. So what we're finding is that people with debt and on higher marginal tax rates and with the low interest home loans that we're getting at the moment, say at around 4.85%, it's not a really high rate. But when we compare that to your marginal tax rate, say if you earn between $37,000 and $80,000, you're going to pay 34.5%. So I've always been one that I want my clients to focus on paying debt down as quickly as possible. But sometimes the differences between your tax rate here and the cost of the debt, and when we know we can put money into superannuation at 15%, well, there's too big a gap here, nearly 20%, that I prefer to have this and just ignore the home loan at these very low rates. So for some of the people that might be 45, coming to their 50s, and we're starting to do the figures, and this example here, we've got a person that's got $200,000 worth of debt, and they're on this interest rate per month. It's about $808 per month in interest costs only. So this case study here we're looking at is 200 grand worth of home loan debt at this rate. This is the interest per month. Now the option where normally they'd be putting in, say, an extra $15,000, well, probably that's a pre-tax amount going into here, which works out to be 819 is 15 grand after tax on a monthly basis going into this loan. At the end of 10 years, the loan would be about $61,500. So if I'm suggesting to clients to say, look, let's just make this interest only, let's forget about the home loan. It's not a huge rate at the moment, but let's use superannuation salary sacrifice. So all of a sudden that 15 grand, or so a gross $1,250 goes into superannuation. We know that there's the 15% tax rate that goes in, so net that's $1,062 per month that's going into your superannuation. So you can see the difference here already. You've got well over $200 extra going into your investments. Now at the end of, not taking into account any employer contributions, so just solely the 15 grand of pre-tax going into your superannuation, this is the after-tax figure, this is the gross. So taking that into account, at the end of 10 years, that gets us to $188,000. So when that's 10 years later, nearly $190,000 gets us very close to paying the debt out. But as you can see, that if you just use that same amount of money from a cash flow point of view, at the end of 10 years, if you pay down the loan, it's $61,500. In the other example, we ignore the loan and we salary sacrifice. This is the same cash flow issue, so I'm not, it's the same amount of money just working in different ways. You've got pretty close to about $11,500 and you've got the thing paid off. So that's a 50 grand benefit to ignore the home loan, which is quite the opposite to what I normally do. But this strategy, of course, can go on for 10 years, so that 50 grand value can increase over time. So if anyone's in this sort of area and they've still got their home loans, 45, 50, 55, there's some different strategies that we can look at. We can definitely even look at the home. We have some facilities now where we can bring your home loan rates down closer to around 4%. So anyhow, I hope that's helpful. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. Check us out on Facebook, and please check out our website for other resources as well. Thanks very much.